Here's how we have helped a builder in New Zealand in a downturn submit over $2.3 million worth of work and quoting a total of 132 jobs for this builder. I'm literally going through my Xero here, and 19th of April 2023 is when I sent the first invoice with him. And since then, we've quoted over 132 jobs with this guy. This first job was a labor-only townhouse build. Now, I believe this builder, before he jumped on board with us, he might have been doing anywhere from $400,000 to $600,000 a year in revenue. And now he's pumping out well over $2.3 million worth of revenue of work. We've quoted $7 million worth of work for him. We've won on average 42 jobs out of 130. So we're sitting at like a 35 to 37% win rate. The average price of job that we've been quoting for this builder is around about $55,000. Most of his work has come from bathrooms and small extensions. Now, how is he getting these many leads to quote? He's literally just implemented a strategy which I did in the very early days with my trade business, Baker's Builds, and I also did with my same business, Get It Moved, the rubbish removal business, and we've done it with the plumbing business as well. So this guy jumped on board with the lead guy, implemented a strategy which I'll let you find out in this video here. Mike actually shot me a video on what he'd done for Gus down in Christchurch, so you can watch this video here.
So Dave referred Gus to me, who's a renovation builder down in Christchurch. I'd worked closely with Dave growing Baker's Builds to 15 people, so knew that we could give Gus a hand. Gus came to me. He was looking to grow the business, achieve his business goals like a lot of us want to do, make more money, build out a team, stop spending so much time running the show. At the time, Gus had a basic website. He was doing some Facebook posts, and he was spending a little bit of money on Google Ads, but not really getting a return. So I said, hey, let's deploy the system that I've used with Baker's Builds for yourself, which was basically a awesome new website with dedicated pages for all of his main services, like the new builds, renovations, bathrooms, kitchens. So when you're going after cold traffic, you can't really rely on sending everybody to a home page. People don't know who you are. They're specifically typing either bathrooms, kitchens, new builds, renos, design and builds. So you need to make sure that you're taking them to a page all about what they're looking for and have some great images. Luckily, Gus had some great images, so I was able to really bring the website to life. So we started with about a 2 to 3K budget, and within the first month, we got over 20 leads for the renovations. Fast forward to April 2025, over a year later, working with Gus, we're averaging over 50 leads a month across his services. Spending a little bit more now, spending about 4K per month. So yeah, lead quantity is really good. Gus has got a really good system. When a lead comes in, he gets to it very fast. Last week, we actually had a lead for a lady with a 6-bedroom house looking to renovate. I messaged Gus straight away saying, hey, check this one out. He literally called them 5 minutes later and then booked a site visit for the next day. So Gus is really good at that. He gets to the lead really quick. He books a site visit if they're qualified, and then he's using RabbitQS to get the QS report, the broken down quote, back to the client really fast, and he's winning a ton of work. The first 6 months we started working together, he quoted about 15 jobs. The 6 month after we started working together, he quoted over 71 jobs. And at the current 6 month floating quote rate, he's quoted over 110 jobs, and he's winning a awesome 30% from what I've seen with RabbitQS and the quotes that are being won after sending the QS report. So I catch up with Gus on WhatsApp fairly regularly, checking in how the leads are going, looking at how we can improve things. We're actually currently working on a BuildExact integration, so all the leads that come through the website are going to get put straight into BuildExact, so he can start doing his systems and processes to close these leads and yeah, spend more time having a good life and making some good coin without being too stressed. Cheers for listening.
Hey guys, David here. If you are enjoying the YouTube channel, please make sure, drop a little like, give me the little thumbs up, hit the old subscribe button. I'm going for a G, and I might give away $1,000 at 1,000 subscribers. Please hit the like and subscribe. Now, I hope that made sense. So as you can imagine, this builder was generating an inflow of leads all the time, 20 to 30 leads a month, and he's got to quote all these projects. Now, while he's running the day-to-day business, dealing with the boys, dealing with the clients, doing the site visits, it was becoming very time-consuming for him to come home at night, quote all the jobs, send them out to the clients, and then do the follow-up. So he employed RabbitQS. Now, he paid RabbitQS on average $45,000 for the last 18 months to do all of his pricing, whether that was a brand new build, a tiny little bathroom, or a deck or an extension. The majority of his work were bathrooms, so he's winning a ton of work through bathrooms. So his process was literally, he employed the lead guy, maybe paid him anywhere from $40,000 to $55,000 over the course of 18 months, employed RapidQS to do all of his pricing. So this builder has literally understood just understood not worrying about enough leads, hiring an expert like the lead guy to come in and generate a ton of business. He set up some basic landing pages, ran some Facebook ads, and did some Google. Once Gus was getting these leads in, he was literally just getting the client to send photos, as much information as possible, a scope of works, doing a site visit if he needed to, and then he would shoot all that information to me literally on a PDF. Now, the first 10 jobs weren't always smooth sailing. We had to like tidy up a lot of stuff, ensure that I knew his rates, but we had a Excel spreadsheet, we call it the master sheet, where he would put his average pricing for what his plasterer would charge him, what his painter would charge him, what his plumber would charge him, right down to the detail of floor tiling being $75 a square meter for labor only, wall tiling being $85 a square meter. He would purchase all the tiles, so I had all of those rates in here. So I was pricing all of his bathrooms, all of his decks, all of his new builds, and I said to him on our retainer model, if you pay me $1,100 to price your 5 jobs, I'll guarantee that I get those back to you within 48 hours. So the speed of his turnaround times was incredibly fast. He was eliminating all of his competition, keeping his clients on the back foot and chasing them up instead of them chasing him up. Hey, when's your price going to be in? Hey, are you interested in submitting a price? Instead it was, hey, have you had time to go over that quote yet? Hey, are you ready to go on that quote? Hey, did your other contractor get a price into you yet, or have I the only one that submitted a price? It gave him so much credibility when he was turning up fast, ringing the lead within a couple of hours when the new inquiry was coming in, getting all the information off the client, and sending a detailed 40 to 60 line item, depending on the size of the project, quote back to the client. And when that client was saying, hey, cool, that sounds good, what do we need to do to go ahead? He was then getting a buyer's commitment fee, getting that fee off them, so he wasn't dealing with tire kickers, and then he was going and doing a full site visit for a $30,000 or a $45,000 job. So this is a prime example for a builder that's literally invested into ad spend. You can't just rely on word of mouth anymore. Unless you're the Lindsay Constructions of New Zealand and you literally get 1 or 2 big new builds that are going to take 18 to 24 months, and if you're a smaller builder, you have to rely on like guerrilla style marketing, I believe, if that's the game we're going to play. Unless you are doing the high-end residential, then fair play to you. But this builder is all about volume, and this is what we're doing. So as you can see in this sheet here, I'll run a screen record. Every job we have an update or an outcome of what happened with that job. So we've got jobs 1 here, jobs that are lost, reason can only afford to do 1 of the jobs right now, or too expensive, another quote came in cheaper. We've highlighted these in red, green, or yellow. And as you can see, as we move down from year 1 to year 2, the greens are becoming a lot more common, and that's probably because he's getting more confident with his sales process. He understands what's going on. He's learning his pricing a bit better. He knows where he can be a little bit more competitive. We can shave some hours down, or his rates are coming down with his subbies, and he's starting to win more work. But most importantly, he's niching down. So he's literally just doing these small bathroom renovation jobs, and then off the back of that, when he's doing these bathrooms, and he's building this repertoire and reputation with these clients, they're saying, oh, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this extension? My friend's doing a new build. It literally just comes down to, can you get your phone number in more people's phone books so they've got the opportunity to call you, okay? So this builder is literally playing the game. Massive ad spend, detailed pricing, quicker than his competition, and look what he's doing. 2.3 mil worth of work in 18 months. Now, it's fair to say New Zealand's been in a recession for the last 18 months, but this guy hasn't slowed down. He's reinvested back into the business. He's winning 33 to 37% of his jobs that he's quoting. So it literally becomes a numbers game. So if you're a builder, you're a renovator, and you want to blow up your business, hit us up, drop us an email. I'll give you the source of what you need to do to blow up your business. But this is an extraordinary result, and I'm super, super pumped to be working with this dude to date. Drop us a comment in the video. Let us know how many jobs you're quoting a month.